If you've been using the video that I created to bulk create properties in HubSpot and you're running into some errors, I made this video, just some common errors that have come up and how to resolve those. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll provide the link down below for you to go watch that HubSpot, what I call the property robot, to quickly create properties. So take a look at that video first, and then you should be watching this only if you ran into errors on the other one. All right, I want to go through a couple of the most common errors that come up with this property robot video. If you'd like, you can check out the other video that I made on how to actually set this up. But this is just a deep dive into some things that could come up and what to do about it. First is, if you are getting a HubSpot private app token does not exist, it means that you either have the wrong token, you need to redo the private app step, which is in the other video, or you just need to simply connect the account here. So once I connect the account, I could then go in and do this and check the box again. And you'll see that once I process this, it takes a few seconds and it will create and tell you success. All right, and the next most common error that I see is looks like something like this, which is saying that the custom properties group does not exist. So what that's saying is that over here you said that the group that you want to put it in is called custom properties. And if I go into the account, I can see that under company properties and groups, I don't have a custom properties group created. So I need to create custom properties. And then from there, if you go back to try this one more time, we'll delete this and retry. So because I now have created that group, now you can see success. And then the only other one is, let's say you did date, time, and then radio. This is one thing to be careful of, is that technically it will create it, but the problem that's going to come up is that you have this in here as a radio select, but then when you go look at the actual property, it's still showing a date. So this is going to create problems when you're trying to run reports and use the date field or whatnot, because it's in the system as a property, so, or as a radio select. So it's important when you're selecting these options that if you're going to do date and time, then the value here needs to be date. If you're going to do string, your options are text or text area. And then if you're going to do the file type, I believe that is also string as well. But like if you're going to do the select, that is the enumeration option. So enumeration is when you need to fill out the options field down here. And then and what I mean by that is you have to write out what are the values that you want listed in that option in the options field. If you're not using an enumeration style, then you don't need to fill those out. If you select the enumeration type, you can choose checkbox or radio or what's the other one? Or select. So select, radio, checkbox, that's those all work with the enumeration type. And you're going to put in the values that you want listed in the drop down in here, separated by semicolons. If you're creating like a multiple choice, you're going to pick enumeration type, then pick the checkbox would allow for multiple selections. Select is going to be a drop down select. And then the radio is like a yes or no option. So those are your choices when you're putting the values in. You do need to make sure that you put all of them in here separated by semicolons, and you cannot have spaces in between or after those. So like if you have an option, you can't have a space after the last word and before the semicolon. It's got to be no spaces. You can't have spaces if it's in the middle of a property name, and it'll kick out an error that shows you that. So that is how you have to do enumeration options. Thanks so much for watching. This type of stuff is of value. Would love it if you could like and subscribe to the channel. I create more automation videos specifically geared toward the painting and home service industry. But obviously, if you're out there and you like just collaborating on cool ways to use no-code tools to automate and save time, that's great too. So my name is Chris from Boolean, where we free you up to do what you love.